Hey guys, live here on YouTube and Instagram again. Going for as many days in a row as I can, hopefully at least 30. Today's day number 3. And the angle is a bit funny here. There we go. I'll try to make it look so I'm looking you in the eye, but it's kind of hard when you're looking at two different cameras. Pastor Dave Haney, SOTD Church. How's it going? Good to see you guys. So one of my goals is to do a live stream for 30 days straight on Instagram and YouTube, helping parents find their fitness, find their health, find their confidence, get back on track in the busyness of life, the busyness of parenthood, of career. I don't know if you guys are aware, I was a pastor, senior pastor in Canada for a number of years, and resigned in 2022, moved my family from British Columbia to Florida. I'm a registered nurse working here full time right now, working on a green card. That was one of my goals, was to get a green card and to move to Florida. And it took work. I had to have a vision for what my life would look like outside of the comfort and the normal that I had back in British Columbia. British Columbia is a beautiful province, beautiful summers and mountains, oceans, forests, wildlife. It's great. Politics, meh. What it is, what it is. If you're Canadian, you know what it's like there. But Florida, I had this idea in my head: where could I live and work where it's tropical, where the air quality is good, because I actually suffered terrible asthma back in Prince George, BC, and still earn a decent living. Now, I can't work at a church here, and I had stepped down, and so I could still use my nursing degree to get across the border, because there's a TN visa. It's reciprocal between the US, Canada, and Mexico. We can work in each other's countries fairly easily. And so I had to have a vision for my life. And so setting goals for your faith, for your family, for your fitness, for your finances, for your mission in life, you should have a vision and try and see where God's placing you in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, and 1 year from now. You have a short-term goal. And as you have a vision for what your life looks like, then you can start to set goals that are actionable, that are specific, that are measurable, these SMART goals that are actual and timely, that you can take a step-by-step approach towards each goal to get to where your vision takes you. In Habakkuk 2, it talks about without a vision, the people perish. Write the vision and make it plain, so he who sees it who runs can see it. You know what I mean? So this is my dog here. I don't know if he's in the video. Got a golden retriever. But we have to have a vision for our life, and we need to write our vision down. And when we have this vision, it gives us a little bit of clarity as to where we want to go. And so let's divide our life into a few different areas. I want you to actually focus on yourself first, if I'm just being honest. Because if you're depressed, if you feel beat up, if you feel lost, if you don't know where you're headed in life, focus on all sorts of other goals and other things. It's not going to help you. So you need to first look at yourself, and you need to love yourself. You need to respect yourself. And maybe you have some behaviors, maybe you have some vices, maybe you have some actions in your life that don't really represent self-love very well. And this is where I want you to evaluate those things that need to be cut off and make that a goal, okay? Am I drinking alcohol too much? Am I watching porn? Am I swearing? Am I lying? Am I overeating? What are these things that really shouldn't be in my life that need to be probably repented for, okay? And then put aside. Just make a list of those things where if you really evaluated your life, what are those areas that you have that aren't serving you? That that if you continue in those things, it'll really never benefit your life. In fact, it'll probably harm your life, your future, and your goals. Now that you've figured out what those things are, you're going to put them away. Now you're going to focus on making yourself better first. And here's just the simple truth. Focusing on your body is the easiest thing you can do. And this is why in my coaching, I start with fitness. Because if you can transform your body, you're going to transform your mind in the process. And as you transform your mind, you're going to transform your will and your drive in the process. And as you transform your body and your mind and your will, hey James, how's it going, buddy? And then what's going to happen is you're going to transform your confidence in the way you see yourself, the way you hold yourself, and the way you present yourself in any given situation. And as your confidence rises, guess what changes? Your relationships begin to change. Your relationships will improve because you see yourself in a higher level than you did before. And you've done this hard work to get in shape, to lose some weight, to build some muscle, to have more confidence in yourself, to stand up in a crowd, to look people in the eyes, to speak to those people, those women that you weren't able to speak to before out of fear. As your confidence rises, your social anxiety decreases. And then what happens? Opportunities, you guys, begin to present themselves. Opportunities for business, opportunities for work, opportunities for relationships, opportunities for travel. God opens up the door, and this is why you need to have goals in life to get to your vision. And so I want you to take time one of these days, a few minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just write down, what does my life look like? If it's a perfect life, if I did everything right, what does it look like in 3 years, and 5 years, and in 10 years? And just take time. You have to work at it. You have to work on yourself. And so write, what does your ideal life look like at these time frames? And then once you finish writing for 20 minutes, be detailed about it. Be really detailed about your vision. Okay? Write it down. Don't forget to write it down. Now you have this vision for your life. You see your ideal self. I was telling you guys before, I saw myself for body shape, and of course I'm not there yet, but I'm working towards it. Was the dude who played Thor, Chris Hemsworth, when he played Thor 2, I think I had this picture of him on my vision board. I thought, man, if I could get towards that level of jacked, that would be incredible. And that was just a vision I had in my head. And when you look back at me when I weighed 150 pounds soaking wet, you know, that was a big change. Now I'm 200 pounds and I'm way closer to that version of myself, that ideal, than I was 2.5, 3 years ago. All right. And then where do you want to see your money at? What kind of business are you doing? What kind of job are you working? What kind of network do you have? Write that part of the vision down. See what it's like for you in your perfect ideal self. All right. And then what does your relationship look like in 5 years from now, in 3 years from now? What's the perfect woman for you? What's the perfect man for you? Who is that person you're with that just, man, your life is complete. You don't need to fool around anymore. You're satisfied. You could settle down with this person, start a life because you know they're your partner, your helpmate, and when the two of you are together, you can take on the world. Who is that person to you? I want you to write down what that person looks like exactly. I want you to write their eye color, their hair color, their skin tone, how tall they are, what their family's like, what their mom's like, their dad's like, their siblings are like. Write this person down. How you know, what are their proportions? What do you like? Big, small, skinny, tall, voluptuous, whatever it is. Like, write down that person. Are they funny? Or do they have a dry sense of humor? Are they witty? Whatever that is. Be very specific in your vision for this person. Be very specific in how much money you want to be earning, weekly, monthly, yearly, and by what kind of business or career you want to earn that money. Now you have an idea of what you want your body to look like, what you want your relationship to be like, what you want your finances to be like, okay, and what your kind of general career and path in life is like. You have that written down. Now it's your vision, man. Now you've got your vision. Now you're going to be able to run with it and you're going to move. And we know from the book of Proverbs that without a vision, the people perish, okay? And so now you're going to hold on to that vision. You're going to make goals now. Okay, I want to gain 25 pounds of muscle. What do I need to do? I'm going to have to probably eat in a caloric surplus, and I'm going to probably have to eat 200 grams of protein a day. I'm probably going to have to eat 3,000 calories a day, so I'm going to have to eat probably another 200 grams of carbs, and I'm probably have to eat another 80, 90 grams of fats. Whatever it is, you have to use a macro calculator to figure it out. I don't know off the top of my head, but you're going to have to find that surplus. Oh, you're overweight. You need to cut the weight. So now you got to go into a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit if you want to cut the fat so your abs are showing, your veins are popping out. This is a goal. Okay, now I have a goal. I'm going to cut 500 calories from my meals, from my day of eating. Okay, now my goal is I'm going to stay in this deficit for 3 months, 2 months, until I've cut down to the weight I want to be at. Then once you've cut down, all right, now I see in myself this vision where I'm actually a little bit bigger. Now you're going to be doing a clean bulk by eating another 500 calories of healthy protein and carbs with that little bit of fat, and you're going to build yourself up to that ideal body. This is going to take you time. You're going to probably, I have a goal to get to this stage. Okay, I need a coach. Hey, why don't I call Coach James up and hire him? He did it himself. He could probably help me, and I would help you. I would get you to your goal, wherever you want to be. Well, I want to get my money up. What do I have to do? Well, I probably need to cut some spending. I probably need to make a budget. I better Google how to make a budget. I better get an Excel template on how to budget properly, and I better stick to my budget, and I need to track what I spend. And then, okay, now that I have a little bit of money left over because I've cut my spending, what can I invest it in? How can I invest this in myself so that I can earn more income in the future? How can I apply this either to my business, my skills, or my networking, where it can bring me up to the next level financially? Then you're going to stick with that 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, until you've networked with enough people, you've saved enough money, you've invested in the right businesses or stocks or your self-development, so that it brings you up to the next level. You're moving towards your vision. Now you want to meet that woman that you wrote all about, exactly what she looks like. Well, you're going to start looking a little bit. You're going to ask your network if they have any friends. You're going to look for people that are dating someone that's already kind of on the level you want to be at, and you're going to ask, hey, do you guys have any advice for me on how to meet this kind of lady? How can I present myself? How should I dress? How should I hold my posture? How should I present myself? And how can you help introduce me to some of your friends? And then eventually, I'm telling you, you take your time at it, working on these goals, you're going to meet the person you want to be with, the exact person you wrote down in your journal, in your vision. You're going to make the exact amount of money that you wrote down in your vision because you've taken the steps over time, reaching those small micro goals over the course of years that you're going to reach that goal. And then you've got the body you've always wanted because you've become disciplined at tracking your macros, your calories, at meal prepping, at working out with a plan, hiring coaches like me to get you where you need to be mentally, emotionally, physically. And you're going to have a network of people around you that's not going to be losers. They're going to be above you. They're going to be better than you. They're going to be stronger than you. They're going to be richer than you. They're going to be fitter than you. They're going to have better relationships than you because they're pulling you upward. And guess what? Below you, there's going to be people you're pulling upward because you've been a man who stuck to your word, stuck to your goals, and pursued them towards the vision that you've cast for your life. And before you know it, guys, in 5 years, 7 years, you don't even recognize who you were 5 years prior because your life has so drastically changed. And if you think somehow, some way that 5 years is a long period of time, you are wrong. 5 years goes by in the blink of an eye. I mean, 20 years for me has gone by in the blink of an eye. I remember when I was 21, me and my brother Jeff flew out to Costa Rica to meet some buddies. We showed up in Jaco on the beach wearing our running shoes and our jean shorts and just totally out of place. But I can remember that day like it was yesterday. And now I look back 20 years later almost, and it's like, man, that felt like yesterday. And when my oldest daughter was born 10 years ago, I mean, that felt like it happened 2 days ago. It's crazy how fast time really goes. And so I would prefer it if you didn't waste your time. Instead, you would write down the vision you have for your life. And then you would write down the small step-by-step goals that it's going to take for you to reach that vision, and then just stick with it. Consistency over time for the next 5 years, and you will become wealthy, you will become healthy, you will become an amazing partner for your spouse, and your life will be on a whole new level. And so I want to encourage you, the way to hit your goals is to meditate on what you see your life being like in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, taking a half an hour and writing out exactly what all those areas of your vision look like, your relationship, the person you're with, how much money you're earning, how much money you're going to be earning, and what your body looks like, and how you feel, and how fit you are, and what your hobbies are, and what your family looks like, and what your career path looks like, and you've spent this time writing it down. Then you do the small work, the easy work, which is, okay, I need to work out 3 to 5 times a week. All right, I need to eat 200 grams of protein every day. I need to hire a personal trainer. Hey buddy, hi Daniel Sanchez, how's it going? Hey guys on Instagram, you've hired a personal trainer. You've hired a nutrition coach, maybe, or you found some online and you've just stuck with it. All right, some free ones. And then maybe you've bought a budget, or you've hired someone to help you create a budget and plan financially on how to set your financial goals. And then maybe you've hung out with buddies that are dating women that are above your league, and you're asking them for advice. How do I present myself to these ladies? How do I talk to them? How do I dress? How do I have confidence? And you learn from people because you set these small goals on how to better your life, and then you practice them and you stay consistent with them over the course of 5 years, 7 years, and before you know, that time's flown by, and you're jacked, you're rich, and you got the best relationship you could ever ask for. And then the next 10 years after that, man, you soar to new heights. I want to encourage you guys, make a vision, write it out, set your goals, and stick with them, and don't deviate until you achieve your vision. And Daniel, this was just a short 20-minute lesson on how to cast a vision for your life and how to set small, simple goals over the course of 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years to absolutely transform your life. You can go back and watch it from the beginning. I'll share it on YouTube and Instagram. And that's all I have for tonight. It's 11 o'clock p.m. I've been up since 4 this morning, and I got to hit the hay, boys. So take care. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you again, Northern Drummer. Hopefully you made some good food out in the bushes and weren't attacked by any bears, man. See you guys.